Ready for another deep dive into the great unknown? We're tackling some of space's biggest mysteries today.
And let me tell you,
Mysteries on mysteries.
it's going to be a wild ride.
It really is. We're talking about stuff that'll make your head spin, right? Like unexplained movements out there in the void, stars that are just silent.
Oh, and don't forget
Yeah,
the possibility of a whole other planet hiding in our own solar system.
right. Planet X. Okay, so you know how much I love a good mystery.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys have given us a ton of articles, video.
We went deep this time.
Seriously. So piecing this all together is like, I don't know, solving a cosmic riddle. Speaking of riddles, though, let's talk about Oumuamua.
All right.
Now, just a quick, refresher, right? Back in 2017, astronomers, they found this thing just kind of cruising through our solar system.
Yeah, it was moving.
It was moving. And it wasn't just some ordinary space rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
This thing was a visitor from another star system.
First one we've ever confirmed, actually.
And it made an entrance, didn't it?
It really did.
Yeah. So, for people who might not remember all the details, what made Oumuamua so weird?
Well, first, you've got its shape. Picture, a cosmic cigar. Or maybe a giant, pancake just tumbling end over end through space.
Yeah, that's
Not your average space.
Not your average anything.
Right. And then there's its trajectory. It wasn't quite following the usual gravitational rules.
Oh, so already red flags.
Yeah, big time.
Okay.
But the biggest head scratcher, it was accelerating. And we couldn't, for the life of us, figure out why.
Hold on, back up.
Yeah.
It's not just drifting along. It's like it's got an engine or something.
That's what it looked like. And no comet tail pushing it or anything. No gas, no dust.
Okay, so this isn't just weird. It's kind of, unsettling, right?
Yeah.
It's like finding a car, no engine, but it's speeding down the highway.
Exactly. It threw everyone for a loop.
Okay, so theories. Did anyone say aliens?
Oh, they did.
Right.
Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb, he was like, yep, alien light sail. Definitely aliens.
He really put that out there, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Basically, he was suggesting Oumuamua was some advanced tech, just using the sun for a little push.
I mean, it's a cool idea, right? But were there any explanations that were a little less, Independence Day?
Well, some scientists, they proposed this idea called a dark comet.
A dark comet. Okay, now I'm picturing something totally different.
Yeah.
Like a black hole's emo cousin or something.
Not quite that dramatic.
Okay, good.
But the idea was Oumuamua, it could be a big old chunk of ice, right?
Okay, I'm with you.
But instead of the usual gas and dust, like a regular comet, it was releasing hydrogen.
Hydrogen? How could they even tell if it's, invisible?
That's the thing. It is invisible to our telescopes. Hence the whole dark thing. They figured, though, this outgassing, even though we couldn't see it, it could be giving Oumuamua that extra push, explain the weird movement and all.
Okay, so like a cosmic ice cube, but with a secret, invisible engine. Wild. And to think we might have more of these stealthy things just lurking out there.
Funny you should say that, because after Oumuamua, scientists started looking a little closer, and they found 6 more objects acting kind of similar.
Wait, 6 more. So
Yeah.
we went from one weird space traveler to, a whole crew of them.
It's true. And while none of these new ones, they haven't been confirmed as interstellar yet, like Oumuamua, but they've got that same weird acceleration thing going on.
Okay, that's officially going on my list of space stuff to worry about.
Right.
But hey, at least we're looking for answers.
We are. And get this, there's a Japanese space probe, Hayabusa 2.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
It's actually scheduled to visit one of these objects.
What? No way.
Yeah, in 2031.
2031.
Yeah.
Okay, talk about delayed gratification.
Right.
But that's amazing, though, that we're actually going to get a closer look. It's like we're sending a detective to investigate these cosmic, anomalies firsthand. But speaking of mysteries, right, let's switch gears for a sec. We've talked about weird objects, right? What about the even weirder absence of something?
Ooh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
You're talking about aliens. Or the lack thereof.
Exactly. The Fermi paradox, right? It boggles the mind. If the universe is this massive, teeming with stars and planets, statistically speaking, shouldn't we have, bumped into someone by now?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Right. It's like throwing this huge party, getting everything ready, and then nobody shows up. Where is everyone?
Right. And one of the biggest things to consider is the sheer scale of space. It's mind-bogglingly huge.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to carpool to another galaxy.
Okay.
Even if you could travel at the speed of light, which is, pretty darn fast.
It's the speed limit.
It is. But we're still talking about hundreds of thousands, even millions of years to get to some places.
Yeah.
So yeah, interstellar travel, communication, it's a big ask, even for super advanced beings.
Okay, so point taken. Even with warp drives and wormholes and all that good stuff, it's still a big commitment to just like pop over for a chat.
Right.
Okay. But what about sending signals? Like, couldn't a sufficiently advanced civilization at least send, like, hey, how's it going, space neighbors?
Yeah.
Message our way.
You'd think, right. And that's where the whole, like, are we listening properly question comes in.
Right.
Are our methods for trying to detect these alien signals, are they even up to snuff,
I never even thought about that.
Right.
So it's not that they're not talking, it's just maybe we're not listening the right way.
That's the question. Think about the WOW signal back in, 77?
Yeah.
The Big Ear telescope picked up this, like, crazy strong signal.
I don't like a big deal.
Huge. It sounded artificial, right? Like, it could be from somebody out there. And then nothing. Never heard it again.
Typical.
Right. But see, that's the thing. That's kind of the problem. We often just, like, scan the skies, looking for anything unusual. Right.
What if we need to be listening to specific spots for a lot longer? Like, think about tuning into a radio station. You can't just, flip between stations for a split second. You got to dial it in. You got to listen.
Are you saying we're missing alien messages because we haven't figured out the cosmic equivalent of, like, call waiting?
It's possible.
Oh, man. That's both kind of cool and frustrating at the same time.
Right.
Like, we're so close, but so far.
Exactly.
Okay, so we might not be listening the right way. Is there anything else that could be tripping us up?
Well, there's another possibility.
Yeah.
What if we are picking up signals, but we just don't recognize them as such?
What do you mean? How could we miss an alien signal?
Imagine trying to decipher a message that's less like, words and more like interpretive dance or abstract art.
Okay.
What if alien communication is just fundamentally different from anything we've ever even imagined?
So it's like it's going completely over our heads. Precisely. We might be looking for the wrong signs, listening for the wrong cues.
Wow. That's a mind-blowing thought. So we're practically drowning in alien messages, but they might as well be written in, like, disappearing ink.
It's a wild thought, right?
Yeah.
But it makes you realize how much we take for granted about communication.
For sure.
Even if we haven't decoded ET's messages yet, though, there have been some signals, that really got our attention.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Remember BLC-1, the signal from Proxima Centauri?
Our nearest neighbor star.
That's right. It caused quite a stir, let me tell you.
It was huge news. I think I remember that one. Wasn't that one of those, like, narrow band signals, the kind astronomers look for that could be a sign of, like, a deliberate transmission?
Exactly. And then there was SHGB 02 plus 14A, another signal with a very specific frequency.
Okay.
Both of these, for a while there, had scientists thinking, this is it, this is the one.
Right, like, we finally got them. So what happened? Why weren't these the real deal?
Well, SETI researchers, the folks who dedicate their lives to searching for alien intelligence.
The cosmic detectives.
Exactly. They've got super rigorous methods for analyzing these signals. And unfortunately, both BLC-1 and the other one.
That's JHG.
Yeah, that one.
Too much of a mouthful.
Right. They were both eventually ruled out.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
So close. What went wrong?
Well, turned out BLC-1, most likely just interference from us.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah, something here on Earth we didn't account for.
Ugh, we're such party poopers.
I know, right? And the other one, SHGB 02 plus 14A, that came from a region where we don't see any stars or planets.
Really? So, like, the middle of nowhere?
Pretty much. But, and this is a big but, its signal had this, like, really weird drift to it.
Weird drift? What do you mean?
Imagine, like, a siren, right? How the sound changes pitch as it gets closer and then farther away.
Yeah, okay.
So that's essentially signal drift. And in this case, the drift, it was way too fast. It would have meant that whatever was sending the signal was spinning faster than physically possible.
Even for, like, a super-duper fast-spinning star?
Even then.
Wow, okay. So probably not aliens then. Back to the drawing board. But hey, at least, we're getting better at figuring out what it is entirely.
Absolutely. It's all part of the process of elimination.
Right. Okay. But speaking of elusive things in space, let's talk about that hypothetical 9th planet. Planet X. This isn't just like some made-up thing, right?
No, no, not at all. There's actual evidence that suggests there might be a whole other planet hanging out in our solar system.
Hiding in plain sight.
Right. And get this, astronomers, they've been looking at the Kuiper belt, that icy region way out past Neptune.
Way out there. Yeah.
And they've noticed some of the objects there, their orbits, they're a little off. Like something's messing with them. Like their orbits are all clustered in a way that's just not random,
Okay, so something's throwing a wrench in the cosmic dance floor. What could possibly be doing that?
Well, the prime suspect is a planet, a big one. Like, calculations suggest this planet X, it could be 5 times the mass of Earth.
5 times the size of Earth, hiding in our solar system. That's insane. But if it's that big, relatively speaking, why haven't we actually seen it? Like, what are we, blind?
Well, it could be in a part of its orbit where the glare from the stars is kind of hiding it.
Ah, okay. Like camouflaged by the cosmos.
Exactly. Or it could just be too faint for our current telescopes to pick up, like trying to spot a firefly in a fireworks show.
Okay, I can see that. But we did eventually find Neptune after it's predicted, right? Through math.
Exactly. So there's hope for Planet X yet.
Okay, good. Man, this whole deep dive, it's mind-blowing. And kind of humbling, right? It makes you realize just how much we don't know about, well, everything. Our own little corner of space, let alone the entire universe.
It's awe-inspiring, isn't it? It just goes to show you, the universe, it's full of surprises. And the more we learn, the more we realize how much more there is to discover.
Right. It's like every answer just leads to more questions.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so exciting.
I'm with you on that. And hey, who knows? Maybe one of our listeners out there, they'll be the one to make the next big discovery. Maybe they'll be the ones to finally spot Planet X or decode that first alien message.
Now, wouldn't that be something?
That would be huge GE. But until then, keep looking up, everyone, and never stop asking questions.